Your handshake could predict when you'll die. According to recent research, hand grip strength predicts mortality more accurately than systolic blood pressure, making it one of the simplest physical measures that reflects overall biological aging. Today, we're diving deep into preventive medicine secrets that connect biblical servant leadership with cutting-edge health science. You'll discover why the exhale matters more than the inhale, how Daniel's dietary choices created the first clinical trial, and practical steps to measure your biological age at home. Let me bring in someone who's been studying this fascinating intersection of ancient wisdom and modern medicine.
You know what's incredible about that grip strength finding? It's showing us that the simplest measures often reveal the most profound truths about our health. And that connects directly to something we see throughout biblical history.
How so? I mean, we're talking about hand strength here.
Think about Daniel and his 3 friends in Babylon. They refused the king's rich food and wine, choosing simple vegetables and water instead. After just 10 days, they looked healthier and better nourished than all the young men who ate the royal food.
Wait, that's essentially the first recorded clinical trial, isn't it?
Exactly. And here's what's fascinating. They weren't just physically healthier. They demonstrated servant leadership by standing firm in their principles while serving in a foreign court. Their biological age was essentially younger than their peers.
So you're saying there's a connection between servant leadership and actual physical health?
Absolutely. Look at Moses. He was 120 years old when he died, but his eyes were clear and his natural force was not abated. That's describing someone whose biological age was significantly younger than their chronological age.
And we see this pattern in modern research too, right? Like with the Seventh-day Adventists in the blue zones.
Yes. The Adventists in Loma Linda live an average of 10 years longer than other Americans. They practice servant leadership in their communities, follow biblical health principles, and have remarkably low rates of heart disease and cancer.
But let's get practical here. What can people actually do at home to start measuring and improving their biological age?
Great question. Let's start with blood pressure monitoring. The research shows that 110 millimeter Hg is widely considered the optimal systolic blood pressure for long-term cardiovascular health and younger biological age.
And there's a specific way to measure it accurately, right?
Absolutely critical. You need to sit quietly, feet flat on the floor, back supported, no talking, and rest for 3 to 5 minutes before measuring. The most important factor is resting quietly, because activity, talking, or stress can temporarily raise blood pressure and distort the true value.
So having a reputable blood pressure machine at home is actually a game changer for preventive medicine?
Exactly. Checking blood pressure in the morning and evening gives the most accurate picture of your true blood pressure pattern, making it one of the strongest preventive medicine habits for adults monitoring their cardiovascular health.
What about that diastolic number? I always focus on the top number.
The healthiest diastolic blood pressure is in the middle zone, around 60 to 80. Both numbers matter for getting a complete picture of your cardiovascular health.
Now, you mentioned breathing earlier. There was something counterintuitive about the exhale being more important than the inhale?
Yes. This completely flips how most people think about breathing. We're so focused on taking in air that we forget the power of letting it go. The exhale activates your parasympathetic nervous system, which is your rest and digest mode.
So when we teach kids to smell the roses, blow the candle, we're actually giving them a powerful emotional regulation tool?
Exactly. And deep breathing before sleep improves sleep onset. It's one of the simplest interventions with profound effects on both physical and mental health.
What about singing? I saw that mentioned in the research.
Singing increases lung expansion and reduces stress. Think about it. When you sing hymns or any songs, you're naturally doing extended exhales, which triggers that relaxation response we just talked about.
That's beautiful. It connects worship with actual physiological benefits.
And that brings us back to servant leadership. When leaders create environments where people naturally engage in healthy behaviors, like community singing, shared meals with healthy food, walking together, they're serving their community's health.
Speaking of walking, there's something specific about post-meal walks, right?
Walking 10 to 20 minutes after meals is one of the most effective ways to reduce glucose spikes and support metabolic health. But diabetes prevention depends on multiple lifestyle factors working together.
And even walking barefoot has benefits?
Yes, walking barefoot improves balance and foot muscle strength. It's about reconnecting with natural movement patterns that our bodies were designed for.
What about heart rate? Is there an optimal resting heart rate for longevity?
Around 50 beats per minute is the lowest safe resting heart rate associated with lower mortality and younger biological age for the general population. Athletes often have even lower rates.
Now, you mentioned grip strength earlier. How does someone actually test that at home?
You can get a simple grip strength dynamometer or even use a squeeze ball regularly. The key is that low grip strength is linked to higher all-cause mortality. It's measuring your overall muscle integrity and biological aging.
So a squeeze ball isn't just a stress toy, it's actually a longevity tool?
Exactly. And speaking of stress reduction, surrounding yourself with plants that clean the air also lowers stress and forms community bonding when people garden together.
That's interesting. How do plants specifically help with stress?
Plants improve air quality by removing toxins, but they also provide what researchers call soft fascination, a gentle focus that allows your mind to rest and restore. Plus, caring for plants gives people a sense of purpose.
And when communities garden together, they're practicing servant leadership by serving each other's health and well-being?
Absolutely. Just like Daniel served his fellow captives by modeling healthy choices, or Moses served the Israelites by leading them toward better practices. Servant leaders create environments where health naturally flourishes.
What about vitamin D? I know that's connected to fall risk in older adults.
Vitamin D deficiency increases fall risk in adults 60 and older. You want your D level at least 20 nanograms per milliliter, though many experts recommend higher levels for optimal health.
So we're talking about simple, measurable interventions that anyone can implement.
Right. And here's what ties it all together. The research summary says, measure calmly, move daily, breathe slowly, surround yourself with nature, and live with kindness. These habits together support long-term health.
That last part, live with kindness, that's the servant leadership component, isn't it?
Exactly. When you live with kindness, you're not just improving your own health through reduced stress and better relationships, you're creating ripple effects that improve community health.
It's like being the light that rises up, as you mentioned earlier.
Yes, servant leaders become the light that illuminates healthier paths for others. They model the behaviors, create supportive environments, and inspire others to make better choices.
And we see this pattern repeated throughout history, from biblical times to modern blue zones.
The principles remain consistent. Whether it's Daniel choosing vegetables over rich food, or Adventist communities supporting each other's health choices, servant leadership creates cultures of wellness.
So if someone wanted to start implementing these principles tomorrow, where would you recommend they begin?
Start with the basics. Get a good blood pressure monitor, practice the proper measurement technique, and check morning and evening. Add a squeeze ball for grip strength. These give you baseline measurements.
And then build from there?
Exactly. Add the breathing practices. Remember, exhale is more important than inhale. Take those post-meal walks. Introduce some plants to your living space. Each small change compounds.
But the servant leadership aspect, how does someone cultivate that?
Look for opportunities to model healthy behaviors for others. Share what you're learning. Create environments where healthy choices are easier. Support others in their health journeys without being preachy.
It's about influence through example rather than force.
Exactly. Daniel didn't force anyone to eat vegetables. He simply asked for the opportunity to demonstrate a better way, and the results spoke for themselves.
And in 10 days, they looked healthier than everyone else.
Which brings us full circle to biological age versus chronological age. These simple interventions can literally make you biologically younger than your calendar age suggests.
So when you step back from all this, what we're really talking about is a comprehensive approach to health that honors both ancient wisdom and modern science.
Right. The biblical examples show us that servant leadership and health practices have always been connected. Modern research just confirms what these leaders discovered thousands of years ago.
And the beautiful thing is, anyone can start implementing these principles today. You don't need expensive equipment or complicated protocols.
The most powerful interventions are often the simplest ones. Measure calmly, move daily, breathe slowly, surround yourself with nature, and live with kindness.
Here's what I want you to remember. Your grip strength might predict your lifespan better than your blood pressure, but both are telling you a story about your biological age. Start measuring these simple markers, practice servant leadership in your health choices, and remember that the exhale is more powerful than the inhale. Thanks for joining us on Copilot Podcasts. The next time you shake someone's hand, remember, you're not just greeting them, you're witnessing one of the most powerful predictors of longevity in action.